Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording of Hearthstone. We did not accomplish diddly last time, playing as the Shaman. Let's try to get the Tavern Brawl done as the Mage, I suppose. And then we'll move on to playing single player mode. I can't help but feel like the arena run slash tavern brawl sometimes skips a week. Or skips a recording session.
Jaina versus
I suppose it's possible
That's
the case.
Begin.
You asked for it.
But it's hard to keep a track of these things. So, as a tavern brawl thing, this whole you're only gonna have pirates garbage is garbage. A 2-mana 2/3 pirate is not very useful. It's not going to mesh with basic character cards, which is all we're going to be offered. I think I need to just keep damage up. If we weren't getting these cards, this would be straight just whoever was the second player would win. Probably. Or whoever's the mage that can do 1 more damage to the face.
X marks the spot.
And that's not very fun. Let's see, deal 1 damage to all minion. Next secret you play.
Thailand lover.
Do that.
X
Play
marks
that
the spot.
in the turn. Mirror Entity? I guess Mirror Entity would be an interesting one to play. Play this,
Thailand
attack
lover.
here, see what this does. Does explode the trap. Darn it.
Thailand
Attack
lover.
here, in the turn. I really just want to get this whole Tavern Brawl done so we can move forward. So,
X marks the spot.
I've said it before, but I haven't really super talked about it because it's all happening right now. About my family member going on dialysis. One bright side to that, if there can be any bright side, might be that I'm gonna just take this because it's unlikely I'll make it to the 9th turn. Well, one bright side to this might very well be that I would have such a controlled and large amount of free time that I could finally, after probably 5 years plus, I could finally start watching or rewatching a lot of my DVDs. Because yeah, I'll just be sitting there for between 3 to 5 hours. That means you could watch potentially 6 episodes of any 30-minute TV series. You could watch at least 1.5 movies. So I don't know what you would do with the half there. 4 damage to a random enemy. Adjacent minions can't be done. Let's see. What is this? Yes, it has the hat. I do this,
I wonder.
if I do this and this, it kills those two.
Die, landlubber.
Attack that.
Die, landlubber.
That brings them up to the trap.
Time runs out on me.
So I'll end the turn there, I guess. So that's one good thing. Now I need to be recording You Don't Know Jax on that, so I'm, like I said in the last recording, setting up my laptop to record that. So that might be it. I might do Hearthstone, depending on the internet situation there. I probably shouldn't immediately run in there and try to suck up vast amounts of their internet. It probably isn't going to be that fast anyways, but yes, hit this guy first, and then what? I could do deal 6 damage, attack here. But Hearthstone, just downloading it and playing it shouldn't be a big deal. But if I was trying to upload at the same time, videos are gonna get split between things. That's gonna be a weird mess. My issue with running out of hard drive space really goes to point that I would have had a major amount of trouble if I continued. Let's see. Darn the luck.
Die, landlubber.
Go ahead and kill that guy. Job done. If I continued to try to record things on my laptop, hard drive space would have been a major problem. I don't know why it wasn't a major problem there. It's just probably an issue of I didn't install any really big programs. Let's see. When you draw this, deal 2 damage to all characters. And then this would do 2 damage to all characters. And this guy, if you're holding a dragon,
I wonder.
when you draw this though, so that's kind of useless. Just take this, face this,
Job's done.
end the turn. So it looks like I'm gonna have to do this the slow way. This does 4 damage. If I can get 3 more damage to the face before he takes me all the way to 0, I think I can win this. Why he's wasting 2 mana every time to do 4 attacks, it's really beyond me. Let's see. Hero power does an extra 1 damage. I will take that. And then fatal damage. Ooh. I will take this.
Finally, a second chance.
2 there. There.
Job's done.
So even if he kills this guy, regardless of what he does, I'll just be able to do 1 damage and win. Good. Good. Get this stupid. Well, it's not super stupid, but it's just not really thought out at all. As far as the Tavern Brawl. None of the Tavern Brawls I've really liked. I would scrap every single Tavern Brawl up this point. I would make them puzzles instead. I would put you right in gameplay. I'd have like 5 characters sometimes already summoned. I'd have 1 card in your hand. I'd have a set of a set of mana, and there would be one very specific combination of cards that you would have to play that would win the game for you. Much like the Yu-Gi-Oh puzzles in most Yu-Gi-Oh games are, and that's right where I'm getting it from. Magic the Gathering doesn't really do, well, maybe there are some puzzles in it, but I think Yu-Gi-Oh probably does them better. I'm more familiar with the Yu-Gi-Oh games than I am the Magic the Gathering ones. Let's see. I got a ice block, which is nice. One new card, that's good. So with that one victory, we can now just play as the Shaman on free play now, and let's see if we can get some more. We don't have time or desire to play on ranked mode, trying to get up to ranked level 18. So, because I'm up to the 4th month, I believe that skips right through Valentine's Day. Or right there approaches Valentine's Day. Now, I did have a thought as far as Valentine's Day, in which I was going to do romantic games for 1 month. That thought is already out the window for 2016. Maybe I'll bring it back to 2017. The problem, though, is I couldn't think of a AAA game that was super, like, about a romance or even involved a romance. So, technically the coin is a spell. Will it work? Yes, it will. So that powers them up nice and well. That's my opening gambit there. If I can pull it off.
I hope you like my invention.
So I figured for the point and click adventure games I would do Broken Sword 1. That's a somewhat romance game. Do that and that. As far as the Lego games, I wasn't actually playing the Lego game series when I thought about that. Honestly, as far as the Lego games, nothing's gonna change. There is no horror Lego game to do in October. There's no romance Lego game that really is gonna be able to be done around Valentine's Day. The Lego games are Lego games, and they're all their own separate thing. You could potentially try to do Harry Potter, Lego Harry Potter in the Valentine's Day and say that there's some small amount of romance there, but there really isn't. Maybe in the book, but I never saw any. Let's see. Inspire spell gain +1, or do I want to give them +1/+1? I think what I need to do is this, and then deal 4 damage, and then do another 2 damage in their turn. Yeah, I can't think of a spell damage, and when you start talking about a horror Lego game, yeah, that's not. Nothing like that exists. Let's see. This is gonna be a strange choice, but I'll do it. That'll get them down to 15. So I was thinking of a horror one there and a romance one for Valentine's Day. And then it's pretty much just Thanksgiving. There aren't any Thanksgiving games. I cannot fill 5 time slots of Thanksgiving related games. I'm sure there are
Knowledge
one
is
or
power,
two
and
games worth playing.
Job's done.
Christmas, actually there's not that much that happens in Christmas either. Not good games. There are some Christmas themed garbage games. And if we wanted all of December to be the month of garbage games, that would be really bad. And frankly, Thanksgiving and all of that is the right when you need the
I learn.
well, I shouldn't have played this guy then, I guess. Let's play this
Two
guy.
heroes enter, one hero leaves.
I did not do
So,
this right.
here's where you're wrong.
Yeah,
Must
as
cleanse
far as
the sun well.
Thanksgiving and into January, that's when the new games come out, so it would make very little sense to
Job's done.
to have that time slot filled up with anything. I think October, Halloween, is the last month where you can pull that off. I could make other themes thematically throughout the month, but it wouldn't make a lot of sense. And it would just hamstring me and even more as far as my choices in the game. Alright. Do I need this guy? Let's see. I have 9, so if I do this, and then this, and then I really need to kill this guy, don't I? And then end the turn. Did not quite do that right either.
We must cleanse the sun well.
So yeah, no Valentine's Day. The problem is I need a AAA game. I can do Broken Sword on the 3 o'clock time slot. I can do I could do like Honey Pop, which is a sex game, or any kind of like visual novel on the 4 o'clock thing. The 5 o'clock would still be Hearthstone as always. So the real thing that just gets down to it is what's the
Knowledge is power, and I know a lot. I learn.
what is gonna be the 5 o'clock, the 6 o'clock time slot. And I think 6 o'clock.
Dingo!
Yeah. Yeah, that's the issue. What's gonna be that AAA game that has a romance in it, and there really isn't any. It says something bad, I would suspect, about the video game industry, that none of the AAA games really have any super lovey-dovey characters or romantic characters really of all. It screams of the Marvel concept that kids just can't understand marriage and romance and don't want to see any of that. So that's why Spider-Man and Mary Jane could never be together as married. Well, this will do 6 damage to me next turn. If I got a spell or 2,
I am master of magics.
guess I'm just gonna try and if I could get him down to like 6. and then cast a spell and do 6 damage to him. Oh, he's got the second deadly poison. He's got me down to 1.
Dingo! Yes!
This. Do I have enough damage? If I got Fireball that did 6 damage, it would win. So if he can not kill me this next turn, that'd be great. But there's no way he's not gonna not kill me. Because he has 7. Why would you want to sprint? Well, I would say sprint as a card that draws cards is probably one of the best things. If you're gonna need to draw cards, drawing 4 cards is probably the right number. Let's play that again and try again. Why are we playing as the mage? We're supposed to be playing as the shaman. I must have just not changed it. I'm very hesitant right now to think about how I'm going to change my channel to adjust for new games. I'm also a little hesitant to do new games. We've got like the pricing for the Witness is like $40 right now. I'd like to play the Witness. I'd like to play it brand new, but I just don't know how I get that
One day,
done.
I'll be a real knight.
How do I spend that money, justify that money in my mind, record it, put it out in some extra time slot, because that's the only way it would work, and then
We're using real
just hit
swords.
this one in the face, and then be done with it and be happy with it. I am 4 months ahead, so in theory this is supposed to be giving me all this free time. That was one of the thoughts, at the very least, was I was supposed to have so much extra free time.
Did you bring some fish?
Because everything old was already recorded. Ooh, that's nice. That like new games would fall right in the middle, and I think in 2017 that could be a great system if I'm consistently a year ahead by the end of 2017 and I'm just getting the new games, and the new games are totally working out. That would work very nicely. The only real problem is if it gets to a level where a bunch of new video games come out, which is in theory what's gonna happen, or not. Speaking of new games, next recording I'm gonna talk a little bit about Hitman's slight reaffirmation of things they already said they were gonna do. I think might be the best way to describe it. It is probably not a reaffirmation as much as a going even further than what they said they were going to do, but it is very up there and strange. Let's see, next turn I'll play this, and this, and this.
There is a lot at stake.
This, and this. this, and this, and here, here, and here. I think Bloodlust works next turn. I think if I do this, then Bloodlust, everything's fine.
Tas dingo! Yes!
Unless he can play Flame Strike or something right now. That would really mess stuff up. But he can't because... doesn't have enough. Let's see. This. And this.
Do not push me!
There, there, there. Yeah, good. So the problem with this is that we've been going 26 minutes, and now if I was trying to keep it at a hard 30 minutes, I would say, well, there probably isn't enough time to play again. But I really don't want to keep it at a hard 30 minutes. I just kind of want to keep it less than 45 minutes. There's a big difference there in that 15 minutes.
Versus Malfurion.
I must protect the one. For Doomhammer!
I reaffirmed, or I confirmed some information about that guy that was playing pinball that I was watching, and he really does. He works at a different job, which everybody should if they're streaming. It is the only realistic way to do it, and that's certainly going to limit you to having
One day, I'll be a
not
real
as much
knight.
time as you would like. You're certainly not going to get up to the amount of videos I produce, but you could probably beat me on quality if you do it less often. But this guy does it once a week, and I'm like, really, once a week? That's not gonna catch people's attention, I don't think.
Run away!
Once a week is the old TV mentality. I just don't see it. The thought that you can put out a show once a week doesn't make sense, because you're not competing with in the comparison to a TV show. You're not competing with a TV show. You're competing with a TV channel, which does 3 times a day worth of new stuff, varied stuff. These guys aren't totems. I could give this guy +2 health, keep him alive. I don't see a real reason why I would want to do that though. So at minimum, I would say 3 times a week. And if you want to actually do it as a job, I'd say 2 times a week plus some other stuff. Probably, if you can squeeze it in there. On top of that.
Did you bring some fish?
I could see somebody sticking to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Or at the very least, do a Tuesday, Thursday. But when you're doing Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night type stuff, you're so small on the amount of content you're creating. You're not accounting, I feel like, properly for just the vast amount of people who aren't interested in everything. And that's a funny way to say it, but yeah, 90% of the world have no interest or knowledge of of any topic or TV show or anything.
Guide my lands.
So, if you want to get that last 10%, you need to. You want to get 10% on one topic, 10% on another topic, 10% on a different topic. Just like a newspaper. I mean, look at newspaper sections. You have your national news, you have your local news, you have the sports, you have entertainment. What else there are in newspapers? Good question. Do newspapers still exist? Better question. Let's see.
Fine, I'll hear.
But
Job's done.
so yeah, you want to have different groups for different people, and that way somebody will still pay to get the newspaper, and they may only read the front page and skip
Where shall I start?
everything else. And that's kind of what I try to do. I try to have the front page be my AAA title games that most people would get, and then I have different sections for different people. For example, point and click adventures, Lego games. Lego games being the comics section, if that's not blatantly obvious.
Greetings from beyond. My greetings.
Fine, I'll want.
Greetings, friend. My greetings.
So yeah, the
Shaman, the elements obey me now.
oh, he
My
says the
greetings.
name. Now let's go and squelch this guy. Interesting. So yeah, I probably won't ever talk about that guy again. I just went back. What happened? I probably won't ever talk about that guy again. But let me talk about him some more. What happened to have me even bother to go back and look at his
Enjoy raiding.
archive footage is the fact that he was responding to the thing I typed in about his
Fine, I'll want.
cameras being on set to auto brightness, or just by default only able to do auto brightness, and then that not really working for a modded pinball table that has very bright flashing LEDs. Well, he responded to that in the stream, and right then my stream dropped out. So by the time it came back, I had no clue what he had said, and I was like, well, I'll just have to wait for the footage to come back. And so I went back and listened to what he said, and he said he basically had noticed it, but he didn't know how to fix it, so whatever. I just give the hints. I'm not gonna sit there and hold your hand and go into your Logitech software and see if there's an auto brightness setting, which might not even exist. I am somewhat leaning towards the thought that maybe at some point in the future I should get something along the lines. Let's see, will this
There
work?
is a lot at stake. Job's done.
Get like a DSLR camera to record with.
I must
But
safeguard.
I don't record my face. I have no intention of recording my face right now, so or anytime in the future, really. So why I would specifically need that is really not existent. There's no, I don't need it. Here we go.
Elements I like.
Summon.
Totems I love.
That's a 6/6. go ahead
Do not push me.
and hit this guy in the turn. So the problem here is he's only got 2 cards. I could potentially...
I concede.
Ah, good. We got the victory. I guess he saw he lost even before I did. And so that's going to be the end of this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.